The making of nationalism in Europe. So, if you know the map of mid 18th century, that is 1750, what actually the Europe, we don't find any nation states what actually we are looking them today. Okay, so there is no nation states at all formed. If you say in the year mid of 18th century, okay, right. So now what this paragraph says is, what do you know today as Germany? We know Germany, Italy, Switzerland, we can see in the map, right? So those days they were all divided into kingdoms, duchies, cantons. What is duchies? Duchies is nothing but the duke ruling territory. Who is called duke? Duke is nothing but the next to the king. Okay, so the next to the king is called as a duke. He will be giving a certain regions to rule, right? So they are called as duchies. Cantons is nothing but something like a regions. They will make a partition, they will make a regions, and they will start ruling them. So they were all autonomous territories. Autonomous is self-governance. Self-governance is, so they individually they will do all the controlling all those things, right? That is autonomous territories. So previously, what actually we are seeing today, Germany, Italy, Switzerland were no longer as a state, they were a kingdoms and they were a cantons and they were a duchies. So they were ruled by autonomous territories. The rulers, they ruled these territories, right? Coming to the Eastern and Central Europe, there the monarchies are autocratic type. Autocratic is nothing but dictatorship. Okay, the monarchies we know they are the kings, right? Within the territories, so but the ruler may be the monarchy, the ruler or the king may be the autocratic. The king ruling within the territories, the people, right? They lived a diverse people. What is a diverse people? Different orientation. A different orientation in the sense they have a different ethnic group, they have a different culture, different identities, different language. Okay, but they have been ruled by these monarchies. Okay, they didn't see themselves as sharing a collective identity. The people, they don't have any collective identity or any common culture between them. So they even spoke a different language and they belong to different ethnic groups. They have a variety of groups. Example, we will take a Habsburg Empire. So this is a Habsburg, otherwise we can tell it is a Royal German Empire. Okay, that ruled. So this empire, it has been ruled over Austria and Hungary. We will take this as an example, right? What actually we are seeing in this? We are seeing Germany, Italy, Switzerland, they are not a nation state. They have been divided into duchies and cantons and they different kingdoms, right? And they were being ruling by the autocratic monarchies in the Eastern and Central Europe. If you are seeing there under the territories, the king, he will be having a different varieties of people, right? The people, they don't have any common things at all. Everything is different. What everything? They will speak different language, ethnic groups, they have a different culture, right? For that one example, we are going to see Habsburg Empire. So there, that was ruled over Austria and Hungary. If you are taking this Austria and Hungary, it is a completely patchwork, right? Patchwork is what? Many different regions are grouped, okay? And many different peoples were there under that group, okay? So we are taking in under Austria, that is Alpine regions. We are taking under Habsburg, we are taking Alpine region. That Alpine region will include Tyrol, Austria, Sudetenland, as well as Bohemia. Here, where aristocracy, where the people of aristocracy is nothing but a noble person who is a high class people. Okay, he is a powerful man. They were predominantly German speaking. right? So now we are seeing under the Habsburg Empire, there is a different varieties of people were living. For example, we are seeing the first category, Alpine region, which include Tyrol, Austria, Sudetenland, as well as Bohemia. In those places, German speaking were the majority. Okay, predominantly aristocracy speaks German, right? Coming to the Italian speaking provinces, now we have seen German speaking provinces. Next, Italian speaking provinces, which include Lombardy and Venetia, right? Lombardy as well as. So, this Venetia and Lombardy, they have been Italy speaking provinces. Coming to the next thing is Hungary. Under Hungary, the population spoke Magyar. Okay, the language is called as Magyar, and different other dialects, different other languages are also spoken by different peoples inside, right? Not only Magyar under Hungary. If you're talking a Galicia, okay, Galicia is in Spain, there they spoke Polish, right? So now under one empire, that is Habsburg Empire, we saw the people speaking German speaking people, Italian speaking provinces, Magyar, as well as Polish. Also, besides these groups, they have a many peasants they will be living, right? Mass number of peasants. Okay, like Bohemians, Slovakas to the north, Slovens in Carniola Croats to the south, Romans to the east in Transylvania. Such difference did not easily promote sense of political unity. This line is very important. What actually they are telling us? So the aristocracy and the people, they having a different language, they were a variety of culture, and the peasants, we have seen so many peasants of different regions like north, south, east, they were having their lifestyle there. They do not promote political unity. Why? Definitely because there is no any common thing between them. That is very, very important. What is common? Common is only under one single emperor. Only one emperor. So the allegiance to the emperor was common. What is allegiance? They were very loyal to the emperor. Whosoever it is, that Magyar or Italian speaking people or German speaking people or Polish or the peasants, whosoever under the territory, they were very grateful and they were allegiance to the emperor. This is very important point. So what actually we are seeing in this paragraph, we have seen that there is no complete nation states as what we are seeing in map today. It has been divided into different regions and territories. But if you are talking about that under the territories, the people have been different. Okay, only the ruler is the same, but the people under they are different. Only the common thing is loyalty. Why we are studying this paragraph? Because this paragraph states that since there is no political unity, the people are not trying anything for nation states. How come they can able to try for nation states? Because one region they are speaking Italy, they don't know who's Magyar, what actually they are speaking. So we cannot unite the people, right? So next we see how did nationalism and the idea of nation state emerge? So this was the situation. No people, they don't have any communication, they don't know anything about what is nation state, they don't know anything about nationalism, there is no common thing. This was the thing we have seen in the previous paragraph, right? So how this feeling, how this nationalism, how this idea started, where actually this started, right? So those points now we will see briefly, right? The aristocracy and the new middle class. Okay. What about this aristocracy? Who was this aristocracy? Aristocracy, as I told you before, they were the royal people. Okay. Now, so they were very dominant people on that particular continent, on that particular region. Because socially as well as politically, They were very strong. Okay, why they are called as a landed aristocracy? Because that is who owns the land, right? The land has the privileges to this aristocracy. Okay, so they are called as a landed aristocracy. Okay, now the members of this class, they were united. Which class we are talking about now? First, aristocracy. They were they were all united. Okay, how they were all united? By a common way of life across a regional divisions. How they were all united? Yeah, we will see now. First, everybody, okay, whoever the aristocracy, they have their own house in the towns and they have estates. Okay, so that is the common thing. And everybody spoke French. Why? For the purpose of diplomacy and in high society, because they are all belong to high society. What is diplomacy? That is in order to maintain the relationship, okay, between the different countries. So diplomacy is nothing but the activity that helps to relate between different countries. That is diplomacy. So that is common. Everybody spoke French, and only in their families they will tie the marriages. Only inside their families they will tie the marriage knot. And the powerful aristocracy, they were small in group, right? They were small in group. Why they were small in group? Yes, the majority population is our peasants. So the where aristocracy were usually small in groups. Okay, peasants are large in numbers. Now, what actually we are going to discuss in this 2.1? First, we are talking about the aristocracy. How they are states? They are all common, right? They are a small group people, right? And how, what way they were common? They were common across their lifestyles. They are owning the estates and the towns, houses in the towns, and they spoke French, and all their families are connected. So they are by marriages, right? And they were all small group and that can easily manage. Okay, this, by this way, aristocracy are all under a same wing. Okay, now coming to the peasants, what is the life of the peasants there? The majority of the population were peasants. Okay, coming to the west, in the western Europe, actually the land has been given to the farmers like a tenant. Tenant means they have to pay the rent as well as pay the taxes, and sometimes they may be the small owners of that land. That was the situation in the western Europe, right? Western Europe peasants, they have at least small lands for their own, or they will be working as a tenants, right? So they will pay the taxes or whatever it may be. Okay, fine. What happened in the eastern and central Europe? Eastern and central Europe, the land was holded by it is like a estates, very big estates. Land holding was very big estates, and where in those estates the peasants are being like serfs. Who are serfs? Serfs is nothing but like a similar to slaves. They have to pay tax, they have to be under landlords. Landlords means they what is the difference between peasants and serfs? See, if it is a peasant or if it is a small owner or a tenant, what actually they can do is, if they want to sow different seeds or whatever may be the cultivation, they can take the decision by their own and they can do, right? The peasants, if they want to go outside, they can go, they can move easily in and around, whatever it may be, they can do, the permission has been given. But under serfs, they were slaves. They cannot go outside, they cannot easily move, everything they have to get the permission, even to what to cultivate in that particular land, when to cultivate, all those things they has to be given a direction only from the landlords, land holding estates. So only those they will be giving the indication. So this is coming to the coming to that of the peasants. This was the peasants in the central and eastern Europe. Okay, so now our topic is what actually 2.1 says: aristocracy and the new middle class. So this from this paragraph, we are going to learn about the emergence of the new middle class. Okay, in the second half of the 18th century, what happened there? Western and Central Europe. Okay, they have started the industrial production, right? What is the industrial production? The industries has been started. Because of that industries, what happened? Production, trading, everything has been started up. Everything has been growth. Okay, the growth has been started. After trading, what happened? Towns has been established. Commercial classes are formed. So these are formed in the 18th century. Okay, what is commercial class? They are the dependent on the trade. Okay, so they were all formed. So now what actually is going to see now? Existence of the emergence of the middle class, how they formed. First, in Western and Central Europe, the industry has been started, thereby towns and commercial classes and productions of for the market, everything which related to the trade. Okay, the growth has been started. Okay, another one important thing here they have told us, industrialization began in England in the second half of the 18th century. Second half of the 18th century is nothing but like that was the first nation where the industrialization began. We know what is industrialization. We have seen where the invention of steam powered engine called that is by James Watt, machines used in factories. Okay, the steam powered engine that was being used in factories, that has been discovered by James Watt, and the coal has been discovered and its extraction, and then development of metal forging, that is very very important. They are all coming under industrialization. So what is industrialization? Industrialization is nothing but production, what how they are producing. So the machines has been come, new inventions has been started, and then factories has been raised. So coal and extraction of the coal and metal forging, main thing is we need metal. Okay, so metal forging, everything has been started, right? So very important thing is in England the industrialization has been started in the mid half of the 18th century. But in France and Germany, when it has been started, only in the 19th century. Okay. Now what happens is, okay, there is a small social groups, okay, otherwise called as a new social groups that came into being. What is that? Who are they? They are all working class population. Okay. Usually they are all working class population and the middle classes. Okay. Middle classes is not simply middle class. They are all educated middle class. Okay. In that educated middle class, they will be having a industrialist, businessman and professionals. Professionals that may include teachers, doctors, all those things. Okay. So now when this middle class started, only after the industrialization and the industrialization growth, once it has been emerged. Okay, in the mid half of 18th and in the 19th century, a small social groups that has been started. Okay, well, who is going for a working class people, and they are all middle class and they are all educated. They formed a social group. Okay, right. This group was actually very small in number in the 19th century. Till the 19th century and all, they were very small in number only. Okay, right. It was among educated liberal middle classes that ideas of national unity following. Okay, what is the states this? Only from these middle class. Okay, they are called as a liberal middle class. Only from these people, the very important coin is, what is that coin is? National unity, right? Along with the abolition of aristocratic privileges. What is that aristocratic privileges? The royal people will be always giving a sophisticated seat, whereas the poor and the peasants, they are being neglected everywhere because they are landless. Okay, so those privileges has to be abolished. This was the first idea. What was the first idea? National unity. They have been starting, very important word. Okay, here only because of the industries, the new middle class group, otherwise new social group, otherwise liberal middle class, they formed, and they are emphasizing the idea called national unity and abolition of aristocratic privileges. Okay, so these two they are emphasizing national unity they need, as well as aristocratic privileges that has to be abolished. Okay, right. Okay, 2.2, what did liberal nationalism stand for? This is the next important question. So liberal we have seen, right? We have seen in the previous paragraph itself the word called liberal middle class. Now what is this liberal nationalism stands for? Right, so the idea of national unity in the 19th century, okay, they were closely allied. Okay, national unity is nothing but they were allied to the ideology of liberalism. This is very important point. Okay, national unity was allied to the ideology of liberalism. What is liberalism? Freedom. Okay, what is this freedom derives from? This is the word that is they are taken from the Latin. Okay, liber means nothing but free, which gives you freedom. Okay, for a new middle class, what actually they are meaning, what is liberalism according to them, according to the new middle class who were formed right after industrial process industrialization. These middle class, according to them, liberalism is nothing but individual freedom, and everybody is equal before law, and they need the government that has to be given by consent. What is meant by consent? Consent means like they have to choose the government. Whatever they are telling, that government has to be implemented, right? It is a people friendly government, like a constitution, they like a parliamentary government. Okay, consent. So that is that, it's not a dictatorship. They don't want dictatorship. Okay, they want a concept of the government by consent, as well as following the French Revolution. Okay, this liberalism, now we are going to make the word called as liberalism. Okay, from the French Revolution, following the French Revolution, the liberalism actually mainly stood for ending up the autocracy and the clerical privileges, and they need constitution and representative government through parliament. So this is from the French Revolution, it has been followed. Okay, we all know why the French Revolution has been started. They want to make a full stop for this end of autocracy, so that's why they removed the Louis that is a 16 king, right? So these coming to the end of autocracy and the clerical privileges, so they are the two important things. They, from that point onwards, they want to make a end to the autocracy rule and the clerical privileges. Clerical here is the church father who has been enjoying the privileges, that has to be completely make it to an end. And they need a, what we have seen, the concept of government by consent, the same thing, constitution and representative government through parliament. Lastly, they are stressing up inviolability of private property. What is the meaning of inviolability? Inviolability means they should not go beyond. Like if I am owning the private property, means it is mine right to own the property. They were all stressing up. Why actually they are stressing up means we already know the king, the clergies, whoever it is, if they like the property, they will make it for them. So those things and all, it should be avoided. That's what they were talking about. So in this paragraph, what actually they were telling, we understood what is liberalism, what is they were the new middle class, the national unity, what actually they told, that is allied to the ideology of liberalism. We have seen what is liberalism. It is nothing but here they are coining individual freedom, everybody should be equal before law, and that is government by consent, and end to the autocracy and end to the clerical privileges. They need a representative constitute government through parliament, and they need right to private property. Okay, so these are the things we are looking after. So, in this next paragraph, we will see what actually this paragraph will be telling you is political liberalism. Okay, this paragraph completely deals about political liberalism, right? So, equality before law, they are stressing up the word equality before law. That is necessarily, that is but that is not there because universal suffrage is right to vote, that was not given, right? As we know from the revolutionary France, what happened in the after French Revolution, that was the first thing. They have been given a democracy. Okay, they have been given a first political experiment was done in France, right? So that is right to vote has been given, and the people elected their members. But the right to vote has been given only to the property owning men, right? Men without property and the women are excluded from the political rights. They don't give. So in the in under these uh, what to say that revolutionary France, what actually they have given, they have given the voting rights only to the property owning men. There is no voting rights for women as well as men without property. Okay, that is the first thing. The second thing is only for a short period under Jacobins. Okay, we have seen the Jacobin club, they have formed in different European regions, right? All adult males enjoy suffrage. Very important thing here. All adult, whether they have property, they don't have property, everybody, they were enjoyed. But remember, again there is no voting rights for women. And coming to the Napoleonic code, so once this Napoleon has been back, and he has again implemented the limited suffrage. Okay, what actually he has done, he told clearly only the people who has the property has right to vote. The men without property cannot vote, women also cannot vote. And another very important thing what he did is, there is no equality. See, he reduced the women to the status of a minor. Very important thing, he reduced the status to a minor. Okay, and he also told that the women has to be under father as well as, or father and husband, they have to be under father and husband only. This was the case. Now what happens, from the 19th century, throughout the 19th and the early 20th century, the women and the non-propertied men, they were organized opposition movements. Okay, they were fighting for their voting rights, equal and political rights. So this has happened throughout 19th and early 20th century. Up to then, there is no voting rights for these two, right? So this was called as political liberalism. Okay, now coming to the economic liberalism. Economic liberalism is, economic means trade, like a money, where actually we will be completely dealing with the market, like taxes, all those things. Okay, in this coming to the economic liberalism, what actually here is, this stood for freedom of markets. Okay, what is called as freedom of markets, that is government should not, that is the whoever ruling, no, they should not regulate the prices, they should not dominate there, the market should be completely free. Okay, another one important thing is abolition, that is removal of the restriction. Okay, restriction, state imposed restrictions, that has to be completely abolished. Okay, now we take an example of the German speaking regions, where there is that group of 39 states were formed under Napoleon. Okay, they were the German speaking regions. We know what actually is, under Napoleon administrative period, he grouped German speaking states. Okay, and nearly 39 states he grouped. So these groups, what actually is, So these 39 states, they have its own currency, they have its own weights, and they have its own measures. Okay, for example, a merchant, he was when he wants to travel from Hamburg, that is in Germany, to the Nuremberg, that is also in Germany. So inside Germany, he wants to travel. That is, we are seeing in 1833. What was the situation there? So he has to pass through 11 custom barriers, and each custom barriers he has to pay 5% as a custom duty at each one of them, right? So if a merchant is traveling from inside the German speaking region itself, if he wants to travel, there 11 custom barriers, right? Similar to that, like wherever he is crossing one region to another, he has to pay a custom duty of 5% at each one of the barrier. This was very difficult. Definitely, that is, duties were often levied according to the how they are claiming the how they are collecting the duty. That is based on the weights and based on the measurement of goods. Fine, how this has been tallied. This is also, it is a very time consuming process. How they have calculated is, for example, if they want to measure a cloth, they have called the to measure a cloth is called as L. Okay, in each region they have a different length, they followed a different length. So if a merchant wants to go from Hamburg to Nuremberg, having a maybe having some 10 meters of cloth he wants to take, and he want to sell to the he wants to go to the Nuremberg, what happens? So in each his cloth, that has been measured with a different length. For example, that is, the measurement is called as L. Okay, that is a if you take a Frankfurt, an L is 54.7 centimeter of cloth. The same, yeah, in Mainz, the L will be 55.1 centimeter. See the difference. Whereas in Nuremberg, the same L will be of 65.6. That is, an L, if you take Frankfurt, they will be calling 54.7 centimeter of cloth is called as an L. In Mainz, 55.1 centimeter is nothing but an L. Nuremberg, 65.6 centimeter is an L. Freiburg, 53.5 centimeter is an L. See the difference. So if there is a difference in tax, there is a difference in weights, there is a difference in currencies, everything is different. So what happens? Lot of obstacles they have to come across these economics change by the new commercial classes. Okay, so now they were argued for a unified economic territory. Very, very important point. So now, because of this economic liberalism, they need economic liberalism. Because of these obstacles, in order to economic exchange and growth, in order to make a freely, they want to move the goods, people and capital unhindered, they need a unified economic territory. Okay, so this is very, very important concept. This is called as economic liberalism. So now these class people, commercial class people, they want economic liberalism. They want a unified economic territory so that they can easily move the goods, people, capital without paying any tax, or without, like, see, the time consuming and different weighing system, different measurement system, different currency systems. So they all need a unified territory. So when it is under unified territory, everything will be the same. There is nothing, this much difference on measurement was not there. Okay, fine. For that, another very important word, Zollverein. What is a Zollverein? Zollverein is otherwise called as a custom union. This was formed, okay, in 1834 by Prussia. So, okay, this Prussia, they made an initiative. What is this custom Zollverein? Zollverein is nothing but it is a custom union. This was formed by the Prussia, and where all the maximum of the German states joined. Most of the German states joined it. Okay. What is this union, or this custom union Zollverein says is, It does that, abolished the tariff barriers. Okay, very important thing. What the Zolvarian has done? One is tariff barriers, removal of tax when they are moving from for trade, when they are moving from one region, one area to another, or one country to another, whereas they have to pay so many 11 custom barriers. So they all are removed. Okay, and the currencies from 30 it has been reduced to 2. Okay, they were a very important thing that has been done by this Zolvarian. One is the barriers has been removed, tariff barriers. Tariff is nothing but removal of taxes when they are moving from one region or one country to the other. And currencies is, they are reduced from 30 to only 2 currencies. Okay, and they have been started a railways in order to stimulate the mobility and the increasing the economic growth. Okay, so these are all meant to national unification. The economic nationalism now completely give a wider sentiment, national sentiment, that has been growing at this period. Next is 2.3, a new conservatism after 1815. Okay, what is a conservatism? It is nothing but, we know the previously, in simple we can say, the who are all the conservatives? They believed that whatever may be the traditional things, institutions, previously what it was there, monarchy, church, and the property, family, and the social hierarchies, all those has to be preserved and all those has to be saved. Okay, and they also very much bothered for what actually is. So these conservatives very much bothered, like they don't want any changes very sudden, all of the sudden. They want the changes to be very very slow. Okay, so the conservatives, they believed that they need back the monarchy, the church, hierarchies, properties, family, everything has to be preserved. That was their thinking. Most conservatives, they actually here they don't want to go to the pre-revolutionary days. How the pre-revolutionary days will be, like they were completely of dictatorship. Okay, so they don't want to go to that stage. Okay, now why we are talking about this conservatism? Now our Napoleon was defeated in the after the defeat of the Napoleon in 1815. Okay, now the European governments, they were now thought of to form a conservatism. This is called as new conservatism. What is the new conservatism? After the defeat of Napoleon in the year 1815, the European governments were thought of, or they were being pulling out, driven by a spirit of conservatism. Okay, so these conservatisms means they need the monarchy, they need the church, the hierarchies, properties, families, everything has to be preserved, and they don't want any fast change. Everything should be slow and they will be traditional. And very important thing is, they don't want to go to the pre-revolutionary days. Why? Because pre-revolutionary days, so many things happened that made the people big trouble, and they fought, and because of this Napoleon military man and so many came, and he dropped out many monarchies down. They don't want to go that. They realized whatever the changes given by the Napoleon, okay, that will be helpful to strengthen their institutions. Very very clever. What actually they are realizing is, they whatever the Napoleon has been given the changes, that made them more strength, and they will be giving a more strength to the monarchy currently. It could make them a state power very effective, and they will be very strong if they are following the Napoleon's change. So they don't want to go back to the previous thing. Okay, so what actually now they are deciding? Okay, now they want to form a modern army. efficient bureaucracy. Efficient bureaucracy is nothing but, yeah, officials. Okay, actually these are all the officials. They are but they are not elected by the people. Okay, they are the efficient bureaucracy they need. And they were thinking of dynamic economy, like by trading. Okay, and they want to abolish feudalism. Feudalism, we know what is feudalism. That is the that is hierarchy, like king, followed by the nobles. That feudalism, where they have to pay more taxes, serfdoms, they were being the slaves. That feudalism is, they have to pay more and more taxes, and they were being slaves. Everything has been now, they themselves decided to abolish. Okay, so what actually they are now doing, they want to make a modern army, efficient bureaucracy, a very good economy, and they want to abolish the feudalism and serfdom. So these are all the thinking the conservatives have. Okay, how they are going to form this, right? In 1815, this complete conservatives, okay, or we can say that European power who defeated Napoleon is BRAP. We can tell it as a BRAP, that is Britain, Russia, Prussia and Austria. Okay, Britain, Russia, Prussia and Austria, the four collectively defeated Napoleon. Okay, so this after defeating Napoleon, they are forming a new conservatism under the new. Why it is called as a new conservatism? That is very important, because they are not going to follow the pre-revolutionary days, whatever the proposals they had. Okay, they want to continue the modernization. What actually the Napoleon changed, they were very happy, because that will give them more strength to their institutions. Okay, so they were very happy, and they don't want to go to the back. Okay, now another important heading is Treaty of Vienna. What is Treaty of Vienna? Like in Vienna in 1815, okay, they are making some settlements. What settlements? Who are all the members? That is Britain, Austria, Russia, Prussia. They were all these four countries were the members, and they are making some settlements. Okay, what settlements? Like mainly they want to they want back the monarchies which has been pulled down by the Napoleon. So who are all the monarchies pulled down by the Napoleon, or the Napoleon so those monarchies now they are coming to the power. That is the main aim of these four powers, European powers. Okay, another one important thing is this meeting was hosted by Austrian Chancellor. His name is Duke Metternich. So the Treaty of Vienna, it was held at Vienna to make a settlement for Europe. The members were Britain, Russia, Prussia and Austria. This has happened after the defeat of Napoleon. Okay, this was being hosted by Austrian Chancellor. His name is called as Duke Metternich. So the delegates of this treaty, okay, so what actually they are deciding is they don't want to do any maximum changes that has been whatever under Napoleon, let it be. We don't need to do anything. That was their main aim. Okay. So what actually they have done, what changes they have done is according to the treaty is, first is the Bourbon dynasty. Okay, Bourbon dynasty which has been deposed. Deposed means that is removed. Okay, the ruler has been pulled down. That is during French Revolution it has been removed. Now that has been restored to power. Okay, and the France lost territories it had annexed under Napoleon. So whatever the Napoleon has annexed, annexed the different territories. Now all those territories has become free, and those free territories has been again ruled by the monarchies who were ruling previously. Okay, so that is the next thing is what actually these people are very clever, right? These European powers, they want to make up boundaries Okay, series of states, they want to make the boundaries of France. Why? Because they want to prevent French expansion in future. So now they are planning, okay, in the border we have to make a many states. Like that, they are making the kingdom of Netherlands, that included Belgium. Okay, kingdom of Netherlands includes Belgium, that was set up in the north. Okay, and Genoa that has been given to the Piedmont to the south. So now they are forming a territory, okay, so that France cannot come beyond that. Okay, it is like a, they are making these like a protective states. And Prussia was given a new territories in the western frontier, while Austria was given the control over the northern Italy. And the German Confederation, they didn't touch the German Confederation that was set by Napoleon. They didn't touch, that has been left untouched. Okay, and in east, Russia was given the part of Poland. Whereas Persia, again it has been given a portion of Saxony. So Prussia has sharing the new territories in the western frontier, as well as it has been given a portion of Saxony. Saxony is nothing but in eastern Germany. Okay, the main, what is the main intention of these people? They want to restore the monarchy that has been overthrown by Napoleon, and they want to create a new conservative order in Europe. Okay, why this German federation has been untouched? The reason is, the main intention is, they don't want to do any political landscape, they don't want to disrupt any political landscape. Okay, that was set up by Napoleon. They actually want to restore the monarchies that has been overthrown by the Napoleon, and they want to create a new conservative order. That's why they didn't touch this federation which has been formed by the Napoleon. Okay, so those they actually, they don't want to make the Roman Empire to come back. Okay, and that federation, whatever has been set up, that is completely untouched. Okay, so this was the new conservatism they have set up. Okay, conservatism regimes is, that is, which is not elected in a fair way. As we know, they are conservatives, they are monarchies. Okay, they were completely autocratic. Very important, conservative regimes, whatever they set up, they were autocratic. Again they are coming to a what, dictatorship rule. Again they are taking their every power in their hand, so they are not going to be in a fair way. What actually they are doing is, they don't want to hear any type of criticism or any disagreement words from the people. So whoever is speaking against these autocratic, they want to curb or control their activities. Whosoever is, they are questioning the legitimacy, whosoever it is questioning the rights of this government, whosoever is questioning them, they want to control or they want to curb their activities. For that, they are putting a censorship law to control them. In what way? The censorship law was false on newspapers, books, plays, that is drama, songs, and reflected ideas of liberty and freedom. So these completely they were making a censorships. What actually happened now is, this has been a very big issues that has been taken by the liberal nationalist. They criticized, okay, the liberal nationalists, they don't want, they were criticized about this new conservatives order. They, because it is freedom of press was completely now under censor. So this made them, like, the issues now has been started, okay, by the liberal nationalist, where actually it has been starting. As we know that the new conservatism, they formed after the defeat of Napoleon. The group was BRAP, that is Britain, Russia, Prussia and Austria. Only their aim is, they want to restore the monarchy which has been pulled down by the Napoleon. They don't want to do any other changes, and they were very happy with whatever the Napoleon strategy he followed. They are following the same thing. like what and all, like abolition of feudalisms and serfdoms and the whatever may be the taxes. They were very happy with whatever may be the given by the Napoleon. But here they don't want, they are very much bothered about the people who are criticizing them and their legitimacy. For that they are giving a very good big punishment like censorship, cutting everything. There is no freedom of press, song they can play, they cannot go. This makes the again the liberal nationalists to get triggered. Now they were in triggered. You can see the picture here. So you can see this is the picture called as Club of Thinkers. What do you see in this picture is there is a 8 people sitting in a meeting. Okay, no one should speak. They have been given a muzzles. They have given a muzzles. Okay, what is it? A muzzle? Muzzles were given. That is nothing but they have to cover their mouth. If you want to talk something, you are not allowed. Better you can cover your mouth. That is called as muzzles has been distributed in the meeting. What actually it is? Nobody should talk anything. Whatever it has been given, you have to accept it. That was this picture clearly shows. This is called as Club of Thinkers, right? So 2.4, the revolutionaries. So in after 1851, because of the repression, okay, many liberal nationalists, they were started going a secret societies or secret movement they want to form. They are started in a underground action. So secret societies they are formed. Why? Because they want to train the revolutionaries and they want to spread the ideas. Why actually they are doing like this? Because the main important thing is the right to censorship. That censorship law, the freedom of press, everything has been denied. This made them repression. Okay, this drove them repression. Okay, because of that they have started a secret movement and they trained the people under revolutionaries and they are spreading their ideas. Right. What actually their aim is to oppose the monarchical form that established at the Vienna Congress. Exactly, the Treaty of Vienna Congress, that is setting up a new conservatism. They are opposing this monarchical forms and they are fighting for liberty and their freedom. Okay, so this again they are fighting for the same liberty and freedom. Most of the revolutionaries, okay, they also saw the creation of the nation states, and this should be the part of the struggle for freedom. Not only they don't fighting for liberty and freedom, they want actually their again they want to make a stress on nation states. So this was their main aim. So who were these revolutionaries? We are seeing that there is a revolutionary has been formed and they were against this freedom of press. That is they need freedom of press. Okay, they were not against. That was been under conservative order. They criticized the freedom of press should not be there, but they were against it. Okay, who were these revolutionaries? We know the liberal nationalists, they are belong to the educated middle class members. Educated middle class members is nothing but they were the working class populations, middle class populations, and they were being under industries, business running or professionals. Okay, they now become revolutionaries. Why? Because their motive is to overthrow the monarchy and they want to set up a complete their because these government they were denying the people to talk. Even you should not talk. Okay, so their main aim objective is to overthrow the monarchy. They fight for the freedom and liberty and they oppose the autocratism. Okay, this was the thing. Now what happened here is one such person, Italian revolutionary called as Giuseppe Mazzini. In this picture you can see the Mazzini was sitting here, and this is so this picture shows that Mazzini, this is a Mazzini, while he was founding a young European Baron 1833. This has been portrayed, right? Okay, now we will see about the Giuseppe Mazzini. He was an Italian revolutionary. Okay, he was born in Genoa in 1805, and he was a member of a secret society. First, initially, he began his career as a secret society member. Why the secret society is formed? Because they want to fight against the new conservatism order. Okay, so for that they are forming a secret society. In that he was joined as a member. First, he has been starting like that, and that secret society was that is carbonari. What is that carbonari? That is a charcoal burner. Italian word carbonari means charcoal burner. That is, it was a secret society. Carbonari is one of the secret society. What was that aim here is to reduce the foreign influences in Italian kingdom, and they will be often meet in a remote areas in the forest where charcoal burners are working. That's why other people, they don't have any suspect on them. Okay, they meet in order to avoid the detection by the authorities. In such places they will meet, so it is called as a carbonary. They will meet in a place where the charcoal burners are worked, so it is called as carbonary, their secret society. He was a member there. When he was at 24 itself, he has been exiled because he is doing a lot of revolutionary started at the time itself. Liguria is in Italy. He was fighting there for as a revolutionary, so he has been exiled means taking him to the other region of a country. Okay, taking away from the country, that is called as exile. Also, he founded, first he was a member, then he founded a two underground society. One is called as Young Italy, that is in Marseilles, it is in city of France. Okay, another one is Young Europe, that is in Bern is a capital of Switzerland. So these Young Italy and Young Europe, he founded a new two new underground societies. Okay, who are these members? The members were like-minded, like how he want the same revolutionary minded people from Poland, France, Italy and German states. They were the members. Okay, another very important point is Mazzini believed that God had intended nations to be the natural units of mankind. So what actually here is, according to Mazzini, it is a duty of every individual to fulfill the God's plan or God's decision. What is God's decision? Everybody should be unite and they have to support to form a nation, that is Italian nation. He saw the national identity as a natural, that is a natural, okay, that has been given by God. Unity, equality, humanity, that has been given by God. Whatever the God has given, we have to take further. So everybody come and unite, and so that we have to fight for this. Very nice sentence. So Italy could not continue to a patchwork. That's what he was saying. No more patchwork of small states and kingdoms. We have to be now merged into a single alliance of nation. Okay, that is completely we have to merge. That was his basic idea. So the unification only is the basis of Italian liberty. This and all he is stressing. Only the unification is the final conclusion. Following his model, there are secret societies were also set up in Germany, France, Poland. Okay, Mazzini was a relentless opposition to the monarchy. He was completely opposing the monarchy, and his vision of democratic republics that really made the conservatives to get frightened. They were really thought, oh, he was like we seen this Metternich. Who is Metternich? Austrian Chancellor Duke Metternich. He described Mazzini as the most dangerous enemy of our social order. So this has been the statement given by Metternich for Mazzini. Why? Because he is the relentless opposition to the monarchy. His vision is only to get the democratic republic. That frightened the conservatives. Okay. So this ends up this chapter. Thank you.